Hey, Scrapper and Scrapettes. What are we doing today? Yeah, maybe the show's gonna do a little wire stripping today. I got that wire that we took out of those battery backups. So, some different sizes. And we're going to strip that out. And then I got some other stuff I've been hiding that I need to get cleaned up. And see if we can get some money out of it. Whatever. Throw it in Bear Bright. Throw it in number 2, depends on how it looks. Haven't really been able to get in here much. Been busy with work. And everything is just kind of messy. So, I take the day, do a little cleanup, strip a little wire. And so, been seeing a lot of this machine. Everyone's been using them. Some have some, what's that word I'm looking for? Some like them, some don't. I've had this machine for a few years. I like it. You have your adjuster, you got your feed with your guides, then you got your output and everything else. You want to make sure everything's working good. You have your on-off button on the other side, of course. Okay, right over here. I have it kind of backwards. But I have mine set up on a foot pedal. That way there, both my hands are free and I can stop and start the machine whenever I want. Or I can also swatch that out if I've got a big roll of wire, which I haven't had one of those in a while. I'd love to get a couple more rolls of wire. Or if I have a really long piece and I want to feed it through, then I'll just take the foot pedal off and just use the on-off switch. I've already got this sized up. And that wire that we took out that day is tin coated copper. Okay, you can see the copper shiny on the end, but it's tin coated, nickel coated, whatever you want to call it. It's stranded. I normally don't like doing stranded wire, but I have been with the thicker stuff. If it's the real thin stuff, I don't. Just be very careful if you cut it too deep, because then you're going to have copper needles, and they are not fun. Throw that right in the number 2 bucket. So, and then you see a lot of people, they want to try to straighten them out as much as they can. Depending on how the wire is, I'll just let it go and hope for the best. See, like, this one doesn't want to go. But same thing, it is tin coated, copper, nickel coated, whatever you coated. It's coated wire, which makes it number 2. I'll give it a little twist sometimes. Pull that right out. But you see, then you got all these little extras hanging around. Be careful, they will rip into you. Copper needles. It's not fun. So I'm gonna rip through these really quickly and at least get them cut. Because if you go, I don't know, some people do piece by piece. Oops. Strip the wire out every time for every piece. I don't. I'll go ahead, get them all sliced, and then, you can even get the small ones. And then I'll go back and I'll just strip it all out at once. You want to keep an eye on it though, because these here are changing sizes. So, let me get the zip tie off of here. There's 2 different sizes there, one's thicker than the other, but I don't feel like changing the adjustment because it's stranded. If it was solid core, you might want to change it, because that stuff really will destroy your blade if you don't have it set right. Like this one's thinner, but I think it still cut it. Try it again. No, it's still too thin. Alright, we'll keep a couple thin ones to the side. I have to adjust that, like that cut. That one there cut. It all depends on how you want to do it. I am not very good at the knife trick where people will use a fillet knife or a razor blade and strip it out. I'm adjusting it down to get the thinner wire. So I like my little stripper. Works good for me. Like I said, I'm no good at the knife trick. There's some people that are really, really good at it. Me, not so much. Something's fighting me. There we go. Yep, that cut. There it is. That's number 2 wire because it is coated. All right, so let's move it back for a second. I'll be right back. Hold on. All right, we're back. So with these machines, it seems to always want to only cut through when you get to the very end. It wants to only cut through all the way on one end, and then it'll leave a little bit on the other end. Sometimes you can't break away through it. So this is why I'm not a fan of stranded wire. It's not that easy to get out. Okay, some people say twist it, pop it, try this, try that. Like I said, there are little needles flying everywhere if you cut it too deep. I'm not a fan of doing stranded wire. But these are some pretty thick ones. And, ouch, see, that hurt. And I just didn't feel like just throwing it into 55%. So, said heck with it. I don't have a lot of it. We'll just strip it out real quick. Take a little extra time. Get it off the bench. Get it processed. See, so this is what happens with stranded wire. Cut too deep or cut it wrong. Said I'm not a fan of it. Usually don't cut it. So like this one, they cut all the way through. So where's our razor knife? There we go. I think we cut it. Yeah, we cut it. There he goes. I'm not even in the camera. How about that? So, I mean, all in all, it's still copper. Still money if you want to take the time to strip it out. Get a better price for it than whatever your yard will give you for insulated wire. And right now with the price of copper being higher, but I mean, and every yard is different. Every yard has a different price. And on copper, like there are some areas that are paying really, really good, and there are some yards that haven't even changed their prices yet. And they're still, they're not paying out what some places are paying. And I'm wondering about that, if they're just the fact that, oh, hey, I'm the closest yard in the area. People are going to come to me because I got no one else to compete. I do have a yard right in town. They do take care of me pretty good. But then, same time, if I have a lot, I'll research. I'll find the yard that's going to pay me the most, and I'll bring it to them. That's what I do anyways. If you have multiple yards in your area and they compete with each other, find out who's going to give you the best price. Who's going to buy your stuff. Because remember, when you go to the yard, you're a seller. They're the buyer. So they're going to try to buy it low off of you so they can sell it high to their yard. Well, to their smelter or wherever it is they're taking it. Oh, that one had a double. Some of this wire is just really, really fine. Look at that. It's just gonna that gets stuck, and if you grab it wrong, next thing you know, you get a copper needle. And copper needles are not fun. I'm sure a lot of us have ran into them. So right now, I am just having a little fun with this. Get this done. Oh, that came out hard. Guess I didn't cut all the way through. So to cut all the way through, you have to. Those wire strippers, see, the small pieces are not that fun to strip out. But like I said, these were some pretty chunky wire. And I got some nice number 2 out of it. Tin coated copper wire. Throw that in the bucket. Right in the number 2 bucket. Yeah, and this is the fun part. You know, that's what I'm talking about. When you go to clean up all the little bits, this is where you'll get the needles right in the fingertips. So you'll get it right in the fingertips. Not fun. Not fun. Alright, so onto the bucket. What do we got in here? Looks like we got some Romex, got a chunk of aluminum, some other Romex. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, doggy. That's a nice piece right there. That might even be Bear Bright. Chunk of aluminum wire right there. My yard will only take that as aluminum sheet. So, yeah, not that fun. Oh, look, got another one too. Look at that. So unfortunately, he's going to go in number 2. I might snip off the ends and throw the ends in number 1. It's not Bear Bright, unfortunately. And then we get some really nice copper right here. Really, really nice copper. Don't think it'll be Bear Bright, but it'll definitely be number 1. Ah, yes, the infamous wire. Infamous wire. That's some nice stuff right there. Look at this guy. We got a little bit of Brighty Bright right there. But I'm not going to test my yard. I'm just going to go ahead and throw this whole chunk in number 2. And no, I'm not going to throw a whole chunk in number 2. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw it in number 1 after I get that other stuff off. Need a pair of pliers here. You know, grab the first pair of pliers I can get in those channels. Oh, yeah, it's not fun. Come on. There we go. So, yeah, this stuff melted on there pretty good, huh? Look at that. Stuff don't want to come off. It doesn't want to come off. There we go. All right, so nice copper. Really nice copper. Check it. I just checked to see if it was magnetic, and it wasn't. So go for the most for your money. I'm gonna cut that right there, if I can. Yep. Yeah, throw the rest in number 2. That was a nice chunk too. I'm gonna throw this in number 1. It's a little burnt, so we'll just toss that in number 1 bucket. What else we got? There's the other one. Let's see how well this cleans up. That might be a bronze point. I don't know, but the stuff's really thick. It's just easier just to cut the electrical tape off. See what we're looking at here. You never want to cut in the path of your razor. Always cut away from yourself. Oh, that's some nice stuff right there. Oh, might be able to get away with Bear Bright on that one. I don't have a lot of Bear Bright right now. Wish I did, especially with Bear Bright going for what it's going right now. So every yard is different. I don't even know what my yard's going for. I think it's close to $4 a pound. Not positive. But try to get what we can off of here. Oh, they really wrapped that good. They really wrapped that good. Yeah. Let's see if we can cut it. Again, I think I already did cut it. It almost looks like this piece here in the middle is bronze. I'm not an electrician. I don't know. This is big heavy duty stuff, so I have no idea what they would have used to fuse them together. But whatever they did, they did a good job. This is fused together. A whole bunch of gunk on it. Whole bunch of gunk. So let's hit it with a grinder. Let's see what it is. That's brass. Wow. All right. That changes a few things. That's a nice big heavy chunk of brass right there. I think we might be cutting that really close and throwing that big chunk in brass. There we go. Look at the size of that. Oh, nice stuff right there, huh? That's some really nice stuff. That's brass. Yeah. That is brass, so I'm throwing that in brass. And these two guys, I'll clean up the ends a little bit more. And possibly throw them in a Bear Bright bucket that I'll start. So I don't have any Bear Bright right now. But I will after I do some of the stripping. Get some of this stuff stripped out, and we're gonna have some Bear Bright right here. So here we have this wire. Looks like someone had already cut. Oh, this is the stuff that is no fun. This is the stuff that is no fun to strip out. Yeah. Each wire is embedded in its own thing. Yeah, so this stuff is no fun. So I'm just gonna I know you guys can't see it. I'm just gonna try putting it in the vise real quick. Give it a pull. See if I can get it to break free. Guess what? Not working. So I was able to grab the ground. Pull the ground out. And then the other two came right out. Ta-da! So this automatically is nice because now you know you got at least one piece of ground. That is Bear Brite. Nice little piece. Throw it over there. And then we'll start stacking this stuff up so we can strip it. Start making a pile. Start making a pile. And then you get all these little snippets. And if you want to strip these out, I usually don't unless they're like a good foot or so more. So I'm just going to throw that in the bucket. So, all right. I'll be back. All right. So after doing a couple more things and getting thoroughly pissed off at something else, yeah, we're back. Sorry about that. So everyone has their own way of getting their casing off of Romex if they do strip Romex. I get it started. I go in and I find the ground, which is usually right there. I'll take the other half, put it in the vise, grab a hold of it, tear it right down. See, I'm back. And yeah, we know we at least have the ground stripped out. And sometimes, depending on how long the wire has been sitting around, it could be nasty. See, this wire is going to go as number 1. It's not bright and shiny. So that is not going to go into Bear Brite. Because of just that reason. And well, you never know. Sometimes take a look, because as you see, we ended up having some parts of it that were shiny as I pulled the paper off, and then some parts that are not so shiny. So I will go ahead and take a second or two, cut off the corroded ends, but I will at least throw that in number 1. And then this piece will go in Bear Brite. A little bit of Bear Brite, not a lot. Hopefully we'll have a little more. And then that opens this right here up to where, just go ahead and pull these pieces here right off. And you got these guys are all ready to strip. Can you turn this in all like it is? Yes, you can probably get about $1.40 a pound, depending on your yard. My yard will give me $1.40 a pound. Or $1.50. I don't know what the prices are right now. Like I said, they're fluctuating all over the place. So do not quote me on any wire prices. Because every region is different. Everyone has a different price. So once again, got this. I'll slice the end off here so I can get at it. I'll pull the copper out. Well, not the copper, but I'll grab the ground and pull it out. Now this piece is total junk. Not junk, but it's not going to go as Bear Brite. So, number 1 bin it goes. Grab the paper. Pull the paper off. And there we have it. Now we're going to have a couple of pieces ready for stripping out. Now, like I said, it all depends on what you want to do. This is what I'm doing. Show it again. Like I said, this is that crappy stuff again. That is, yeah, stuff is not fun. I'm trying to stay out of the way of the camera too. There it is. There it is. Now, I don't know if it's gonna let me. Sometimes a good pair of pliers is your best friend. There they are. That nice piece of brab right out of there. Throw that over there. Now, can we get the other two out? Yep, okay. Seems like as soon as you can get one of them out, freeze it up, and the rest of them slide right out. Well, me anyways. Then we have here, what do we have here? Here we have I think a part of a dryer plug. So this I will definitely strip. At least strip the outer casing off. If I decide not to strip the inner one, then, you know, the inner wires, because they are, whatchamacallit, stranded. See? Stranded. Sometimes that little trick works. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it does. If you can get a hold of that part, that'll tear right out. And take the whole thing with it, just like that. Now, you can strip this out, or you can throw it in, well, I will throw it in 55% insulated. Okay, they call this number 2 insulated because of the, it's stranded. So, I just upgraded it. That's what I did there. Here we have another piece. Like I said, you know, you're going to find snippets. You're not always going to find, you know, holy cow, look at the mother load. Sometimes you get lucky, though. Sometimes you get lucky. There we go. These here are now solid core, ready for stripping. And then sitting in the vise is apparently a piece that's going to go to, I don't know. Think we can do some Babe Right on most of that. Yeah, that we can throw in Babe Right. And then I'll just throw this little dirty piece in number 1. I know it doesn't seem like much, but oh, look at that. Nice copper right there. Alright, scrapper and scrapette. So that's what I'm playing with today. However you want to strip. Using a razor knife, using a machine, using a knife, or a fillet knife. Just please, be careful. Don't slice yourself. It's going to happen, though, if you're not careful. It's going to happen. Just be safe with what you're doing. Let's have some fun out there. Let's do whatever it takes. Let's leave it better than we found it. Let's give it a big old thumbs up. And have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day. And thank you, everybody, very much for liking, subscribing, commenting, and watching me be an idiot. It's fun. Later.